Welcome to another episode of How to Compare Fingerprints. This is going to be examples 9 through 11. I'm Eric, and I'll walk you through how these examples go and my conclusions that I'm going to reach after comparing these. A little update for Photoshop here, just to make things easier on me. I added in some actions and some hotkeys for that to work. Over here you can see green for the first G of gyro, but I can also go through yellow, red, and orange with just using my keyboard. And that's going to help out a lot because I'm going to be able to stay focused on the minutiae that I'm looking at without having to go over to the palette to change the colors. So let's start with green and start with example number 9. So right away, I see some really nice ridge endings up here. Bifurcation. This looks, well, here's a bifurcation, and then this starts to get a little interesting. So I'm going to switch to yellow, and well, I thought I was switching to yellow. Here we go, yellow for those two minutiae, and even this one. And up here, right on the edge, I think I see something that's going to be a red. Switching back to green because that's a really nice one. So is this. It's a little unclear if it's a ending or bifurcation, but it's definitely something there. So then now working my way down this way, another bifurcation, another ending right there, another ending right there, ending right there. That goes through, that goes through, that goes through. This one right here, it may be an ending there instead, or maybe bifurcation. I'll see if I can adjust it if needed once I get the exemplars up. Now, you notice throughout here, there are also some creases. There's these white gaps between the ridges. Now, the ridges go right through and aren't affected by the crease. Well, there's another ending right there I just saw. So these aren't endings of the ridges, it's just a crease that interrupts them. And you can tell it's not some sort of ending because the ridge goes through, it's there on the other side, and then the other two ridges on either side of it don't move in and fill in any gap. They continue along right parallel with the ridge before and after the crease. Let's mark those as well so that if they're there in the exemplar, we can also use these as points of comparison. So I'm going to shrink down my cursor size just to kind of draw these in. And this is all part of my documentation of what I'm seeing during analysis. Now creases, they're not as reliable or robust features as minutiae are, because if you push down harder or if you're really hydrated one day, the creases may not be there. The ridge just may go straight through, but if they are still discriminating features adding in with all the minutiae to distinguish this person as a match or identification as compared to other people. But again, since they are not robust, they don't show up in every print, they are very much less useful for exclusions. So let us take a look at our first exemplar here. One thing you'll notice about the latent print is that there's no anchor point. There's no core or delta. The core might be right up here at the top, but it's not. It's not 100% that that's where it is. So I'm going to have to search a broader area of all of the fingers to see whether or not I can find it. And even if I can't find it in these fingers, I probably will not make an exclusion because I don't have for certain the core or the delta to know that I'm looking in the right spot. So starting off here with the number 1 right thumb, it doesn't seem to be rolling the right direction, but I'm going to try to get these 3. Well, actually these 4 as my anchor point. So this is kind of a long spur or a bifurcation with an ending, and then 2 more endings off to the side. So I'm going to have to imagine this turn sideways a little bit. Here's a bunch in a row, similar, but it's not it falls apart pretty quickly. It's not the same. I'm going to start looking pretty near the core. Even going to look down here, imagining this upside down, and don't see anything there. Not seeing anything here. At first, right now, I'm just doing kind of a cursory look through. So I'm not totally sold that it's not this finger, but I'm going to move on to the next one anyway. All right, so here, well, looks we're rolling in the right direction. These kind of rotate this way like they would here. And let's see. Here's something like this one right here. But again, we don't have the other minutia next to it. So again, at first glance, I'm going to go with no, move on to number 3. There we go. It's got all sorts of some of this weird stuff going on, like here. Let's see if I can see these minutia. Not seeing these, my target group, these 4 that I'm specifically looking for. All right, so moving on to number 4. Again, this seems to be rolling the wrong way. I'm still going to take a look. Out here, no. Here's a bifurcation and ending. But again, off to the side, I don't have these features. And then number 5. Again, it's not going the right way. I think I'm going to have better luck on the left hand because the right hand, moves off this way. This shape moving down into the left, or a left-leaning loop or whirl, is more indicative of a left hand. So let me jump there down to the left hand. All right, so let's see. We're looking for these 4, same target group as before. Here's a bifurcation ending. 1, 2. That's not, the ridge count is off. There's 3 in between these 2 instead of just 1 in between those 2. All right, moving on to number 7. Let's see, here we go. All sorts of stuff happening here. We got, 1, 2, 3 endings all right in a row here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Should be able to come down and see this one. And I don't. So that's gonna be that's not the actual group I'm looking for. Keep looking though in other areas to see if something pops out. And we got kind of close with 3, but we'll move on to number 8 here. All right, so let's see. In this area, bifurcation ending. It's going to remind myself what I'm looking for, and should be in this area. That's kind of what looks like it fits, but again, not there. All right, number 9. Ooh, this one looks kind of garbled up in here. Let's see. So this could be our bifurcation and ending. And you know what? This is these 2 yellow points right next to each other look very good right here. Kind of garbled up in this area though. So see, I kind of like this one. Let's play with the putting some points on and going from there. So I mark those 2 yellows. Choose the right color there. And since I got another yellow here, skip 1 to the 3 and 4. Skip 1 to the 3 and 4. Even that red one looks pretty good. So I will mark that there. So that looks like it is more like right there as the ending. And from here, skip over just 1 ridge to be able to see the bifurcation. And I do see that there. It is a little tough to see this one coming down, this one coming down, and there being now 3 down here instead of just the 2 up at the top. And then coming down on the left leg, that should be an ending, and sure enough, there it is. Let me adjust this so that they're at the same height now. All right, so kind of moving over the blurry area, and this is a danger because the target group that I picked out to search for appears to be in this blurry area. So if I'm not careful, I could just skip over and just miss this finger and end up making a mistake. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4 to that as an ending. 1, 2, 3, 4 as an ending. Again, I see 2 ridges here, 3 down here, so that should be the ending in the middle. Coming down 1 and 2 should come down and end. 1 and 2, well, it looks more like this one is the ending, just coming down 1, and I can see that. So I'll make this one the ending instead. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the one that we weren't really sure what it was going to be. So 1, 2, 3. It does look like it's more the fourth one, or a bifurcation. So I'll make it a bifurcation, making this extra big so that this also is extra big and it stands out. That's what I'm seeing now. Over here, moving 1 to the right, another ending. Oh, now we're on to something. Skip a ridge to there is another ending. Go up from our previous one, up and over to the right one. Sure enough, another ending. Let's try to get this one. So come all the way up and then over 1, 2, all the way up, over 1, 2. All right, now back into here. Can I see some evidence that if I go above this way, I should be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this. Okay. Now if I come underneath here to this one, come down, I should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure enough. Which means that these two have to be there. There has to be these two events in there in order to account for coming around this way, there being more ridges underneath than above here. Again, I counted 5 all the way over to this one, but 5 is just to this one, but then we already matched those two up as being in the same relative position. So kind of looking closely, we can see that those are right there and there. Much less clear in the exemplar than the latent. Now let's move on to those creases. Break this back down. And we should be able to see one just underneath this one. Sure enough, there it is. Another one just kind of down and in from that. Sure enough, there it is. One that's about this distance here again, and that is right there. Another one kind of in between and underneath those. Where's my cursor go? There it is. Yep. And this one, well, that one it doesn't actually show up, or maybe it's just not actually there, and it's just the furrow here, since we're right on the edge. So I am gonna get rid of that guy. So I think we have enough here to make this determination that this is an ID to the number 9 finger of this exemplar. All right, next latent. We're going to move on to this one. Yeah. All right, so same thing as before. We've got a little more to work with here now, but this appears to be a little bit of a wet print. The ridges, you can't really see the fine detail of the pores or the edges, and I don't know how else to describe it. It just has kind of a wet look. Also, you got to be careful here because there's a little bit of a color change going on. It's not a full reversal, but you see that the ridges have a black line here on the right hand side, and then the rest of the ridges is kind of a lighter gray, and then the furrow is the white here. So we're going to have to be careful that as we move through, we're not counting the ridges double or anything else like that, that we're still looking at the right parts of the image to actually be the ridge. So I'll start off here in the middle here. We got ending, I'll say bifurcation, do an ending here in this little curly Q, and I'm even going to mark the top of the recurve there for the core. Bifurcation. I'll go ending for that one, ending for this one. Ooh, that's going to be a nice, distinct thing if it's there. This whole thing, I don't know, it may be a scar, maybe just another touch. But this big black goops here, I'm going to try to stay away from that because that may be interfering with my ability to move through this area. So if I do need to get over in this area, I'm going to go down and around and back up. So another bifurcation, bifurcation, some sort of ending, bifurcation. I'll switch to yellow here for those two. Not exactly sure what's going on in that one too. That one too, and that one. Switch back to green, more confidence in that and that. Ending, ending, bifurcation, ending. Oh, we'll go with ending. Again, the type of feature matters a whole lot less than its relative location compared to everything else. Ending, ending, bifurcation. There's lots of crazy stuff in there. Oh, let's go bifurcation. Bifurcation. Yellow here for, well, maybe even red. This could be a handshake, two endings next to each other, or it could just go straight through as a continuous ridge and there'd be no minutia actually there. I can imagine it both ways, but I'm going to mark it just in case it actually is there. Okay, ending. Same thing with these two. I'll go back to red. How easy that is. Ending, 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 ending. Well, like there's even more bifurcation. I'm gonna call it quits right now because there's just so much to mark up. Yeah, now's a good time to bring up our comparison. So I'm going to compare it to the same exemplar card as the first one, starting with number 1. Now, with the core and even a delta, I can really clear, very, very, very easily start moving through this. So I got this little recurve curly Q here, and then an ending or bifurcation opening down just to the left of it. And nope, that is not going to be the right one. I'll move on to the next one. Okay, I should have a recurve, bifurcation right here. Nope. Recurve, bifurcation right here. Nope. Oh, hello. I like how this one looks. Alright, so we got that recurve with the little hook thing. Bifurcation just to the left of it. Okay, we are on to something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should go up to this bifurcation kind of thing. Yeah, I'll call that. 1, 2, 3, 4 to another ending. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the up part first. Hopefully we can see those two. Should just go 1, 2 to a bifurcation. 1, 2 bifurcation and ending right above it. Sure enough. So it turns out this isn't a scar, or if it is, the scar happened after the exemplar was left but before the latent, which is, possible. Thinking that this is an exemplar card from earlier in this person's life of crime, and here on the left, the latent was left at a new crime scene. Some sort of injury could have occurred in between. All right, line those up again. All right, 1, 2, 3 to a bifurcation. 1, 2, 3 to that bifurcation. In 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 for that one. Out just 1 as you come down. Sure enough. 1, 2 for another bifurcation. Oh boy, now we're getting into the mess of things here. So we got that one, and actually there's going to be another one just underneath it as an orange. Switch into yellow for a little bit. We got this bit. Oops, that wasn't yellow. That yellow. that bit right underneath there. And then these two endings facing back and forth. Back to green to get that bifurcation. Back to yellow where those two meet and where that one ends. Back to green for where that one ends. Actually, there's another orange I can pull out right in here. There's just so much target rich environment, I guess. Another ending there, bifurcation there, up one and up to bifurcation there, all the way down the right leg to a bifurcation there, which then closes. Underneath here, these two, a bifurcation that opens up around that one. Another is that leg and this one come together right there. This one joins there, this one joins there, this one joins there. Whew. Another orange for that one, which I had missed in my first analysis. All right, from here, down one to that guy. Skip a ridge to the second there, down and into that one. 1, 2, 3 to there. Down one to get those two, because that's really an ending right there. Back up 1, 2 to a bifurcation there. One, oh, here's our red ones. Sure enough, boom, and boom, ending there. And then follow the left one up, skip 1, 2, up, skip 1, 2. Sure enough, those are there. Back to green for another ending. Back here, ending, skip a ridge, the ending, skip 1, 2 to the third, and then finally from these two going up, the second one should end. Sure enough, there it is. Wow, it's a lot of minutia. So I'm hoping everyone is on board with me saying this is an ID, and we were on finger number 4. All right, last example of the day. Example number 11 in how I've numbered things online. We should pull it up. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's do the latent print first. Ooh, this one's a little messy. Very dark, a little hard to see, a little smudgy, and maybe even some color changes throughout. So we're going to start with green, because I see some good points to start with, namely these two. And let me come up here. See, it's kind of, swished off this way. You gotta pay close attention and stay on the ridges and not get involved in any of the swishes. But we have an ending here, an ending here, ending here. Oh, let's see. Bifurcation opening up right there. Another bifurcation opening down right there. Bifurcation up and to the left. Then we get into the core. I'm seeing as this recurves and this just comes in and ends. That ends. So then that might be, I think, an enclosure there with another ending here. I'm going to switch to red for back and forth there and there. And yellow for that, whatever that is. Also yellow for something there. Coming down this way, off to the side. And then this border, it gets kind of hard to see. But I see something here. I think it's a little easier out this way. Back to green for that and that. Oh, what else? We go up. Anything else up here? No, I'll see that one though. All right, down this way. Here we go. I'll go yellow though because they could be straight ridges, but I think there's two bifurcations facing opposite directions. And right in here or something, I think. All right, time to bring up our exemplar. And even though, right away these patterns are different, I'm still going to look for these two things. And initial glance, no. If I go through all 10 fingers, I'll come back to that one. Here we have the same pattern. And, okay, that could work out. All these little lines in here, these are called incipient ridges. I think I've talked about them before. They're kind of making it hard to see what's going on. So, let's see. These could be our target group. This one could be this one here. And that could line up. Let's head out this way. Get away from these incipients. We have this bifurcation opening up, and then these two that are basically opening in opposite directions. So here is what could be that one. Oh, here I don't see that. So let's keep moving on to the next one. Again, pattern's different, but I'm still going to check for my target groups. Yeah, there's not those two bifurcations there. All right, here we go again. The pattern lines up. Okay, I got my two. Let's just check our second target group. That was way out here. Yeah, we got one opening up into the left and two that are facing opposite. Okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and start working on this. So our first, oops, I don't have the right color. The first two, there and there, that works. Okay. Now, from this one, go up and in one should be our core. Yep, again, I'm trying to ignore the incipients that are in between here. I can see evidence of incipients in here, but they're not full ridges, so I'm not going to use them unless they're clear in both. The recurve just to the right comes down and ends, sure enough. And we have our little enclosure. I like it. All right. That should come down further and end with that one. And then above that, our back and forth. Looks like we have that and that. So this one should really be kind of going up this way to be that right there. Okay. This one to the left or to the right and down. Oh no, that's not there. Okay. So this was a mismark. That actually kind of goes all the way through, and this goes all the way through. Let's head out to the left instead. 1, 2, 3 or so. Yep, 2, 3. There's our bifurcation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that'd be an ending. So I'm gonna have to make this instead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, an ending right there. Actually, you know what? I see another little ending poking up right there. I'll mark that in orange. Switch back to green. All right, in one and up. Sure enough, there's an end. That's our ending there. And then 1, 2. You know what? Maybe there is something right here. Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm using orange, so my final evaluation, I see, okay, well, I see these points now, but I didn't see them in initial analysis. Doesn't mean they're not real. I mean, I see them now, but they're not going to weigh as much as a green one that I saw the whole time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And sure enough, this is another orange one I can mark right there as it comes back together. All right, coming down from this one, what's going on with these guys? I see it. It's an orange here, and then switch to yellow for these two, and those two are back and forth bifurcations. Yep, that's all right there. All right, let's get out of that area, and let's head to the right. So from this guy, we should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that yellow bifurcation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to that green one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's our ending. back in 1, 1, 2, 3 to that ending. 2, 3, sure enough. Out 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. In and up to that bifurcation. And then last one, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So I see that as a bifurcation. So let me erase this one and instead mark it 1 as a bifurcation there. So I just moved the bifurcation from here down to here because now that I'm seeing this print as well, some little uncertainty as exactly this is an ending here, bifurcation here, bifurcation here. I can see now that this is exactly where the bifurcation lands. So again, we are all set. What finger did we end up on? Was this 4 again? Yep, number 4. Okay. Again, nice lined up. We have, I think, overwhelming information to determine that this is an identification to finger number 4. All right, thank you guys for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see this, some more. And you can find me online, rayforensics.com, Twitter at rayforensics, also on Facebook, and I'm on Reddit quite a bit as well. Reddit is Double Loop. So if you have any comments that or even examples you want me to try out, go ahead and send them on in to just send me a message and I'll contact you about sending them on in. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.